How you doing, guys? Today I'm just going to be doing a simple marker maintenance video for the LV1.1 Pro. This isn't going to be anything too in-depth, just what you need to be doing maybe after a weekend of play to keep your marker running smoothly. While I'm taking off the grip, I just want to mention that if you are planning on purchasing this marker, I put up a review video. I'll put a link in the description to that video, or you can just go through my channel and find it there. So I'm just going to start by taking off the grip first, just to sort of get that out of the way. I just like to do that because if you want, you can see my grips aren't too dirty. I haven't gotten shot there in a little while. But you can take a toothpick or something like a flathead screwdriver and just get in those grooves and really clean them out. Next, we're just going to start by taking out the bolt. Just like that, just pops up right here, and you can just pull it out. And now we're going to take out the rammer by unscrewing this back cap. You gotta take out the bolt before you take out the rammer, because the bolt is connected to the rammer. There's our rammer. Now we're gonna work on the air transfer tube, which is right here, and you just wanna, it just unscrews. So I'm holding this back end tight, and I'm unscrewing this front end, and it'll shrink and become smaller so you can pull it out. I'm just going to disassemble everything before I start cleaning it and putting on grease. Now this grip just folds out like this, and you've got this little metal piece right here, which if you don't get this metal piece off, you just screw this off right here. You just screw this off, and then you can take off this, and then you should be able to take off your grip. It's a little bit harder to take off the grip on the LV1.1 Pro just because it's not two pieces like the LV1. So there are pros and cons to that. One pro is that with the LV1 it's easier to get the grip off, but then it'll slide around on you on gameplay. So there you go, you just pull that off like that. Now I'm not going to clean the regulator or anything because, like I said, just basic maintenance. You don't have to do that every single time you play. So just unscrew the regulator like so, and next step, you're gonna want to hold down these like this, these two front pieces, because they're spring loaded, and there's a little fork in here. So you want to get an Allen key, and you're just gonna pull that out like that, and then these will come loose. Alright, so we basically have everything disassembled for basic cleaning. I'm just going to run a microfiber around the gun to clean off any paint. If you did get a ball break inside the chamber, then you'll probably want to clean out your eyes, which can be done by I'll just show you one, but right here you just unscrew this piece. And pull up this metal piece if I can get it. And here is your detemps, and here are your eyes. So you can just pull your detemps out and clean them and put them back in, and you can pull out your eyes. Just make sure that you don't pinch any wires when you're putting this cover back over it. Sorry, can't get the screw back in. You don't want to tighten down the screws super tight, just make them snug. So next I'm just going to start by cleaning off the excess grease from the O-rings. So my golden rule is that if it moves, it gets oil, and if it's a sealing O-ring, then it gets grease. So like your bolt, some people don't like to oil their bolts. That's just part of opinion, but normally I do, just a little bit. So yeah, just wipe down everything, try and get all that paint out of there, because paint will dry up and it'll get cruddy on your marker. Make sure you do grease these two O-rings right there. They're pretty small, might miss them, but they're there and they're important. Alright. So with this, you're going to make sure that you line it up with this middle hole, and there's a second hole inside there that you want to try and put this silver metal part into. Just like that, just slide in, and then you just want to put this part and make sure you get it onto that spring. Make sure you put that spring inside here from the piece that we just slid in, but we gotta grease this. So this is a sealing O-ring, so we're just gonna use grease. I am using the Hater Sauce and Gold Cup lubricant for my oil. You don't want to put too much grease because that can actually make your marker fail, and that's no good. So just slide that over the spring there, and then we're going to do this piece, but first we're going to put the spring back in. The spring just goes over a metal piece in there. I don't know if you guys can see that too well, but this is also sealing O-ring, so it will get grease. put it in wrong. Make sure that you put the bigger piece over the smaller piece, like that. So make sure you put in this big piece on top before this smaller piece. And then you're going to want to press that down. Actually, before you do that, just go ahead and lubricate this O-ring right here. You can barely see it, but it helps to seal up the regulator. So now you just hold this down and you put your tuning fork back in. Just make sure that it holds it, and just like that, that's finished. Next we're just gonna, there are 2 O-rings on the outside of the regulator, and that's just sealing for this piece. So go ahead and lubricate that. Then next we're going to put our grip on. It's a lot easier to put back on than it is to take off. It just slides back on. Pull back that piece again, and then we're going to put on this piece. Oh, wrong way. Don't try and force that piece on. Flip it around before you try and be super aggressive with it, because a lot of times I put it on backwards when it just snaps right on real easy. Now we're going to put on the back cap to the regulator, and that is it for that portion. Slide that grip back over. You're good to go there. Next we will do the air transfer tube, which is just going to be greasing up those 2 O-rings that I pointed out earlier on the end of each side. Then the big end goes towards the regulator, and the small end goes towards the grip frame. And just hold one side and unscrew it so it expands and locks in. And just wipe that off because I got some grease on the outside of it. Alright, the rest is pretty simple. Since the rammer moves, we're just going to take some of our gold cup and add some oil to each O-ring. Good. Just pop that back in there, doesn't matter. Make sure you have this little tip going inside of the marker first, and just pop it in there. And then the back cap to the rammer, sealing O-ring so it gets grease. having trouble screwing this on because my hands are greasy. Yeah, don't make this super tight. Just gotta be snug. And then it's up to you whether you like to oil your bolts. This is personal preference for a lot of people. I just do a little bit on mine, not too much. I think it helps a little bit. And then you want to make sure that you get the bolt connected with the rammer, or else the bolt will fly out of the gun when you shoot it. So I'm just going to show you this real quick. I'll take the rammer back out. So you just want to, in this little indent on the rammer, you want to get the bolt to connect with it like this. Or else if you don't get that, then the bolt will fly out of the gun backwards. And if you're not wearing a mask, it could cause injuries. Screw that back cap back on. And then get that bolt to align with the rammer and push it in. Now, an easy way to see if you've got it with the rammer is you should be able to push the bolt back and forth and see that the rammer's moving with it. And that's how you know that you got it connected to the rammer. So that's it. Let's put this grip back on. And just a tip, I normally only screw in this left side of the marker, the grip, because you gotta put the battery in there anyways. So not much of a point in screwing on both sides. But yeah, so that's basic maintenance. Make sure you check out that review video at my channel, link in the description. Thanks for watching.